way we consume and share news today. It is largely rooted in social media outlets, a reason why it's crucial to look at what's being discussed online, from the hottest issues to trends. For our daily social media minute, we're joined by Erica. Good morning.
Good morning.
Happy Friday.
Happy Friday.
Are you good at giving like your friends nicknames or naming your pets?
No, not at all.
Me neither.
But nice segue into our first story.
Yeah, because some people are, I've got to say, like, pretty effortless when it comes to naming, and it just lines up so beautifully.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And my boyfriend is really good at that.
My husband is really good too. And
it's really quick.
Yes.
Yeah. The best nicknames.
I'm hesitating whether I should share this or not, because we never adopted the Shiba Inu, but we wanted a dog, another dog that is. And because, you know, Shiba Inus, there's like the yellow kind, and then there's like a black fur, and then there's like something in between. And he wanted to name this dog Raccoon. And I was like, why Raccoon? And it's short for Norakun.
Oh,
yellow. All right, so whether that's good or not, you be the judge. Let's jump into today's first story. Everland announcing twin panda naming contest. So anyone who is better than my husband at this.
I like it though.
It's all yours.
Yeah, so it started yesterday. Everland has invited citizens to name the twin baby pandas that were born exactly 48 days ago on July 7th. They are, of course, superstar Fubao's younger sisters. The contest is going to be held both online and offline, and there are apparently 4 phases to this contest.
Okay, so knowing that there's going to be probably a lot of participation given Fubao's popularity, 4 phases, eh?
Yes, that's right. So, Everland has officially extended an invitation to the public to propose names for these twin pandas on its official YouTube and Instagram accounts, as well as the Naver Zootopia online community. Entries can be submitted by leaving, people can leave a comment basically on the designated name contest post within each platform. Participants they can't just give the name. They have to also provide the meanings behind the proposed names, because that's important. A panel of Everland employees, including the zookeepers, will select 10 pairs of names. And then the selection criteria will take into account the significance of the name, the pronunciation. Of course, it has to be easy for everybody to pronounce, right?
Like Fubao.
Yeah, and the originality of the proposed names. Now, online voting will be hosted on Everland's official website to narrow down the list of name pairs to a final 4, and the final name is going to be selected through online and offline voting.
Okay, I'm trying to figure out how long of a time frame do we have? When will the names be announced?
Yes, the final names will be announced sometime in mid-October, because mid-October marks 100 days since the twins' birth. So,
in case some of our foreign listeners had no idea what that signifies in Korea, at least.
Haegil is really important.
It's really important, perhaps arguably more celebrated in massive scale than our first birthday.
Yeah.
Both go hand in hand.
I mean, this has a tradition. It goes all the way back because, back in the days, infant mortality rate was so high. So, when a baby survived its first 100 days, it was a moment to celebrate.
And that meant that they had a bigger fighting chance as living out their days. All right. So the twin pandas are both female.
Yeah.
That's your guide to start naming.
That's right. At the time of their birth, they were tiny. They weighed, 180 grams and 140 grams, respectively. They were pink. They didn't even look like panda bears.
No, they really didn't. And I know we talked about the story, and I know the designated reaction was awe, but it was just too pink.
Yeah, I know. Now, it's been 48 days. Their weight has surged to around 2 kilograms, exceeding their birth weight by, tenfold. Now, recent reports from Everland says that the twins are now exhibiting early signs of sort of recognizing their surroundings, displaying some independent movement, although limited, they're rolling about basically.
Independently rolling. Why not? Go where your heart pleases. Okay. So the photos of the twins have been widely shared in recent weeks on, of course, the news, the media. It's all over social media, honestly.
We all know who Mr. Kang Choron is. He's affectionately known by South Koreans as Fubao 할아버지.
Yeah.
grandpa. He has also shared his insights on the twins' personalities. So the older sibling apparently is super energetic and playful, like her dad. And in contrast, the younger twin is more like her mother, Aibao. Has a more gentle and calm disposition.
Okay, so now you have all the clues. The twin pandas are both female. They're 2 kilograms each. They really, really shot up. And they have contrasting personalities.
That's right.
Now,
one is super energetic, the other a little bit more quiet. So take that into consideration when you participate in this naming contest.
Because I saw the propositions through many of these articles, and I understand people are just poking fun. There are just a lot of food names. I don't care much for that.
Oh boy, why am I not surprised?
No one is. I named my dog Bagel.
Oh, yes, that's right.
Thoughts? Okay. All right, let's move on to our second buzzword of the day. Of course, with the lifted travel ban, actually exceeded 6 years for China. Chinese tourists are arriving in the country in droves. And of course, the big question is, do they like it? And what are they doing?
Yeah, so South Korea and China, they're celebrating 31 years of diplomatic ties. And 31 Chinese tourists arrived at Incheon International Airport yesterday. This whole tour was organized by the Korea Tourism Organization. Okay. And that's why 31 years of diplomatic ties. And these tourists will be staying in Korea over the course of 4 days. And they'll be doing, well, what is expected, visiting all the palaces, of course, trying all the delicious Korean foods, wearing hanbok as they walk about, and things like that. So it's been, almost 2 weeks since the news that there will be a large-scale return of Chinese travelers to Korea after China said it's lifting its ban on group tours to South Korea. It's been more than 6 years since China, placed the economic sanctions. And I think for the tourism sector, the news could not have come at a better time, as it's still trying to recover from the severe losses it suffered from the sanctions as well as the COVID-19 pandemic.
You're absolutely right. Yep. And of course, I think there are tourist hotspots in Seoul, but namely places like Jeju Island that depended so much on tourists coming in, local and foreigners.
That's right. So according to the Jeju Special Self-Governing Province, as soon as the travel ban was lifted, they were bombarded with requests. They were asking about cruise ships departing from Shanghai to dock at the southern resort island of Jeju-do. 53 such requests were made just last week, with the first ships arriving on August 18th.
Okay, so for the tourism sector, a much needed sort of comeback. The thing is, I remember talking to you about Myeongdong just being empty.
That's right.
During the worst of the pandemic. And it's not just one region, it's not just one city, right? And there's many cities that rely on tourists, particularly from China. They've always played a significant role in Korean tourism. And on Jeju Island specifically, where cruise ships served as a main avenue for Chinese visits.
That's right. So back in 2016, already 7 years ago, Jeju-do marked a record high in cruise tourism with 1.2 million yearly visitors, mostly Chinese nationals, who accounted for 85% of the 3.6 million total foreign visitors to the island. So just imagine the impact of the sanctions as well as the COVID-19. It's been some pretty tough years for Jeju-do Island. Anyways, tourists who have been arriving, they've been exploring all the major attractions of South Korea, all the way from Jeju to Paju Haeri Village, Myeongdong, of course, in central Seoul, visits to Cheongwade, Tongin Sijang, Tongin Market, the palaces, and the Yongin Folk Museum have been bustling with visitors as well. Now, many of them said that they were received with the utmost welcome from the moment they landed at Incheon International Airport. High on their agenda include Korean food, K-cosmetics shopping, coffee shop visits. When has South Korea become famous for its coffee? Traditional culture, of course. Hanbok rental shops have also seen a surge in the number of customers this past week.
As a sworn coffee enthusiast, in the last decade, it has become sort of a main spot for coffee. There's this whole concept of third wave of artisanal coffees, and we have so much
espresso bars popping up up everywhere.
Espresso bars. And the local Italians, there are Korean Italians.
Yep.
And they swear that it's just as good as the original thing. I'll take their word.
Yep.
On to our final buzzword of the day. So here's a special story. A cleaner working at Sungmyung Women's University apparently donated more than half of his severance pay.
That's right.
To the university.
Yeah, so this worker has been, cleaning at Sungmyung Women's University in Seoul for the last 6 years. And, the retirement funds, his severance pay, it's not a whole lot.
I'd imagine it to be not
it's quite
so much.
Modest.
Okay.
But he still chose to donate half of it. It totals, 5 million won to the university's scholarship fund.
Okay, the fact that he decided to donate to a scholarship fund, he clearly cares about the quality of the education offered at Women's University and who has access to
That's
it.
right.
So who will actually be benefiting from that donation?
Yes, so the donation is intended to benefit the children of workers employed by the external service company at the university, as well as these two students facing, some challenging circumstances.
All right. I do wonder what inspired this man to make the donation because, by some measurable standard, he could have taken that 5 million and just put it towards his retirement. Right?
That's right. So he explained that he was inspired to make the donation because of the memories that he made with the students on campus.
And those were good.
Yeah, he described that, these students are really sweet to him. They greeted him really warmly, gave him gifts on special days like national holidays, things like that. And he received kindness from the students. He just wanted to return it. And also, he wanted to create a positive impact and contribute to the education of these, students. And for their future. He says he also experienced difficulties growing up and he never had the opportunity to go to college. So his hope is that the recipients of the scholarship will grow to become successful and socially responsible citizens of the world.
Yerk, I wish we could make like a sub-segment in Social Media Minute and just call it Good News Daily because I keep telling you, because of our news cycle, we're prone to all the sensational and we need to cover those too.
Yeah.
It is a news show after all.
But unfortunately, a lot of the news that we see on a daily basis.
It's disheartening.
It's very disheartening.
All right. Reinstilling hope. And the idea is one good deed goes a really long way. Thank you so much, Erica.
Pleasure as always.
We'll see you next week.
Have a great weekend.
If you're listening to our program using the podcast service, just a reminder that we do go live Monday through Friday, 7 a.m. Korea Standard Time. So tune in and help us make the show more informative by giving us your input. See you bright and early on Good Morning Seoul.